We are now starting with the next chapter, chapter number 7, that is consumer protection. Now let's try to understand what exactly is this consumer protection. Okay guys, what is the responsibility of business? What is the aim of business? It is to make profits. Everyone knows that. But ऐसा होता है कि सब businessmen cannot make profit, and that's why they enter into different types of business malpractices. That means businessmen conduct different types of malpractices like adulteration of food. उसके बाद वो लोग कर सकते हैं ब्लैक मार्केटिंग, आर्टिफिशियल स्केर्सिटी. ये सब करके वो लोग प्रॉफिट्स कमाना चाहते हैं या एक्स्ट्रा प्रॉफिट्स कमाना चाहते हैं. देखो, प्रॉफिट कमा रहे हैं तो हमको कुछ तकलीफ नहीं है, लेकिन प्रॉफिट कमाने के लिए जब कंज्यूमर्स को धोखा दिया जाता है, कंज्यूमर्स का जान जब धोखे में डाल दिया जाता है, then we have a problem. So the government has come up with certain rules and regulations, or they have come up with a law which will protect the consumers against such type of business malpractices. And these rules and regulations, these laws, this attitude of the government for protecting the consumer is called as consumer protection. So, consumer protection is basically a consumer movement of the consumers, which is helped by the government to fulfill the rights and duties of the consumer in relation to the seller. मतलब consumer का जो rights है in relation to the seller, उसको enforce करने के लिए ये consumers का एक movement है और जिसको government का support है. That is called as consumer movement. So guys, let's begin with trying to understand who exactly is a consumer. Okay, a person who consumes different goods and services is called as a consumer. Okay, and this word consumer is derived from a Latin word consumer, which means to eat or to drink. Now, let's move ahead and let's try to understand what are the different rights of the consumer. So, the different rights of the consumers were given in the country, that is the United States of America. वहां पे 4 कंज्यूमर राइट्स को बनाए गए और वो अपने सिटीजन्स को दिए गए. And that's why 15th of March, on this day, these rights were declared. That's why I said 15th March is celebrated as a World Consumer Rights Day. और इंडिया में एक एक्ट पास हुआ that was called as the Consumer Protection Act of 1986, and that was passed on 24th of December. इसीलिए 24th of December is celebrated as the Indian Consumer Rights Day. Okay, so now let's begin and let's try to understand what are the different rights of a consumer. The first one in this is called as a right to safety. That means it is the right of the consumer that whatever goods are being sold to them, they are safe. They are not hazardous to them. It will not cause any problem to the life of a consumer. Okay, cigarettes, liquor, all these things are dangerous for the life of the consumers. तो ये consumer का right है कि इसके against उनको safety मिलना चाहिए. There are some electronic goods which might prove hazardous, जैसे कि एक सेल फोन. ओके, आपने इसको चार्जिंग पे लगाया, कुछ लोगों को आदत होता है चार्जिंग करते करते बात करते हैं और फोन एक्सप्लोड हो गया, उसका बैटरी एक्सप्लोड हो गया. इट इज वेरी डेंजरस. तो ऐसे सब चीजों के अगेंस्ट उनको प्रोटेक्शन मिलना चाहिए. दैट इज कॉल्ड एज द राइट टू सेफ्टी. Moving to the second point is called as the right to information. That means whatever goods are bought by the consumers, उसके बारे में पूरा information consumer को मिलना चाहिए. अब आप ऐसा कर सकते हो कि आप जो गुड्स बेचते हो उसके पैकेज पे, पैकेजिंग पे ये पूरा इंफॉर्मेशन को प्रिंट कर सकते हो. लाइक what exactly the product is, what are the ingredients of this product, who is the manufacturer of the product, what is the expiry date of the product, what is the MRP of the product. फिर उसके बाद उसके ऊपर वेज नॉन वेज का मार्क होना चाहिए. All such type of information should be given to the consumer at the time of buying a product. So according to this right, the consumer should be provided with adequate information about all aspects of the goods. Okay, moving to the next one is called as a right to choose. Now, in a market, there are n number of products available. ऐसा कोई प्रोडक्ट नहीं है कि जिसका कोई सब्स्टिट्यूट ही नहीं है. You have a wide variety of goods. Now, a businessman cannot compel a particular customer to buy a particular product of a particular brand. नहीं, कंज्यूमर को पूरा आजादी है. उसको जो चाहिए वो ब्रांड, वो प्रोडक्ट, वो वैरायटी, वो कमोडिटी खरीद सकता है. So according to this right, the consumer should be given full freedom to select an article or a product of his requirement. वो अपने परचेसिंग कैपेसिटी के हिसाब से गुड्स खरीदेगा, उसको वो फुल राइट है. सेलर कोई भी टाइप का कंपल्शन नहीं कर सकता. दैट इज कॉल्ड एज द राइट टू चूज. Okay, moving to the next one is called as the right to be heard. Right to be heard matlab when a consumer speaks, when a consumer raises his voice, it is the duty of the businessman to hear what he wants to say. Now, a consumer could be speaking about his likes and dislikes. He could be talking about his taste and preferences. He could be speaking about the suggestions for a development of a particular product, or he could be making a complaint for a particular product or a service. Now, as a businessman, when the consumer is raising his voice should be heard. And that is the right called as right to be heard. So, according to this right, consumers have an opportunity to raise their voice against the complaint to a particular consumer forum. Okay, moving to the next one is called as the right to consumer education. That means the businessman should educate the consumers regarding use of a particular product and how exactly their rights can be used. So consumer has a right to know about their consumer rights and solutions to their problem. Now, what is my right as a consumer? Okay, I need to know what is my right और इसके लिए awareness create होना चाहिए ताकि सबको पता चले कि अपने rights क्या है. Okay, moving on to the next one is called as the right to represent. Now, the right to represent means suppose a particular consumer is cheated, then other person should have a right to represent that person, okay, in front of the law so that justice can be made to that person who is being cheated. So, the Consumer Protection Act provides an opportunity to the individuals and also to the different consumer groups to represent the consumer's interest before the consumer forum. They could also represent a case related to a customer in front of the consumer forum. Okay guys, moving to the next one is called as the right to redress. The right to redress का मतलब होता है if a particular product is not satisfying the needs of the consumer. मतलब अगर वो प्रोडक्ट फॉल्टी है, उसमें कुछ गड़बड़ है, उसमें कुछ प्रॉब्लम है, तो इट इज द राइट ऑफ द कंज्यूमर टू गेट दैट प्रोडक्ट रिपेयर्ड, ऑफ कोर्स फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट. अगर वो प्रोडक्ट रिपेयर नहीं होता है, देन दैट प्रोडक्ट शुड बी रिप्लेस्ड. सो दिस राइट enables the consumer to demand a repair or replacement of a particular product. ठीक है, अगर वो प्रोडक्ट रिपेयर भी नहीं होता, अगर वो प्रोडक्ट रिप्लेस भी नहीं होता, तो भाई कंज्यूमर का जो पैसा आपने लिया है उसको वो पैसा वापस कर दो. और अगर उसको कुछ प्रॉब्लम हुआ है तो उसको पूरा कॉम्पेंसेशन भी मिलना चाहिए. So you could also demand a compensation for the defective products and for the poor service which has been delivered by the businessman. Okay, moving to the 8th point, that is called as the right to have a healthy environment. Now, consumers are a part of the society और ये हमने social responsibilities में भी पढ़ा था. Business का ये social responsibility है कि he should not cause pollution, he should reduce pollution. So, from the consumer's point of view, it is a consumer right that they can demand action against those businessmen who are causing pollution. So, बिजनेसमैन के अगेंस्ट एक्शन होना चाहिए, ये कंज्यूमर का राइट है. Okay guys, moving to the second last point, and that is called as right to protect from unfair business practices. अब मैंने आपको बोला था that there are many business malpractices that are conducted by the businessmen for making profit, जैसे कि adulteration of food, मिलावट बोलते हैं. Okay, दूध में मिलावट, घी में मिलावट, ओके तो ये मिलावट नहीं होनी चाहिए. देन देयर इज समथिंग कॉल्ड एज ब्लैक मार्केटिंग. ब्लैक मार्केटिंग का मतलब होता है जब डिमांड ज्यादा होता है तो बिजनेसमैन हाई प्राइसेस पे अपने गुड्स को बेचते हैं. दैट इज नॉट फेयर. And the last one is called as artificial scarcity. Artificial scarcity मतलब खुद डिमांड को बढ़ाना और डिमांड बढ़ाने के बाद हाई वैल्यू पे या हाई प्राइस पे गुड्स को बेचना. ऑल सच टाइप ऑफ अनफेयर बिजनेस प्रैक्टिसेस शुड नॉट बी कंडक्टेड बाय द बिजनेसमैन एंड इट इज द राइट ऑफ द कंज्यूमर्स टू प्रोटेक्ट देमसेल्व्स अगेंस्ट such type of malpractices. So all consumers are having right to be protected against unfair practices like black marketing, profiteering, faulty weights. Okay, there is Standard Weights and Measurements Act. ओके जिसमें फॉल्टी वेट मतलब 1 किलो अगर आप लेते हो तो आपको खाली 900 ग्राम ही मिलेगा या 800 ग्राम ही मिलेगा. 5 लीटर लेते हो कुछ लिक्विड तो आपको खाली 4 लीटर या 4.5 लीटर ही मिलेगा. दे आर कॉल्ड एज फॉल्टी वेट्स एंड मेजरमेंट्स. इसके अगेंस्ट आपको प्रोटेक्शन मिलना चाहिए. And last but not the least is called as the right against spurious goods. Now spurious goods का मतलब होता है duplicate goods. There are many products available in the market which are not the original one. Original product तो अच्छा होता ही है लेकिन उसको imitate करके duplicate product बनाया जाता है जो of course सस्ते में मिलता है but उसका quality भी अच्छा होता नहीं है. अब quality अच्छा ना होना is fine but if that product becomes dangerous then that's a problem. So, the right against spurious goods says this right is against the marketing of goods which are hazardous to health. Spurious means duplicate and pose a danger to life itself of the consumer. So, my dear students, these were the 10 important rights of a consumer and it's a very, very important question. Guys, chalo, let's move on to the next question and that is what are the various ways and means of consumer protection? So what the government is doing so that the consumers can be protected. Their first move is called as a Lok Adalat. अब नाम में ही सब कुछ है. Lok Adalat. It is the People's Court. Now, it was established by the government. And this particular Lok Adalat is a very effective and economical system for quick redressal. मतलब ये आपका नॉर्मल कोर्ट नहीं है. नॉर्मल कोर्ट के जज आउट ऑफ द कोर्ट एक लोक अदालत नाम का एक कोर्ट होता है जहां पे वॉलेंटरीली दोनों पार्टीज अगर जाएंगे तो उनको फटाफट जस्टिस मिल सकता है. यू नीड नॉट वेट इन द नॉर्मल कोर्ट so that your number will come and then your case might be put up. So this particular Lok Adalat is a very simple, effective and economical method to get justice. Okay, moving to the next one is called as public interest litigation, जिसको हम लोग PILB बोलते हैं. It is also called as जनहित याचिका. जन public, hit for the benefit of, and yachika is nothing but a particular proposal. So public interest litigation is actually a legal action that is initiated by the court of law. मतलब अगर आप ऐसा कोई केस पुट अप करना चाहते हो which is for the benefit of the entire public, जनरल पब्लिक के बेनिफिट के लिए अगर कुछ आप केस डालना चाहते हो तो such a type of case is called as public interest litigation and such a type of case need not wait for the court. मतलब कोर्ट में एंटर करने के लिए उसको वेट नहीं करना पड़ेगा, उसको प्रेफरेंस मिलेगा. Then the third one is called as the redressal forum. So under the Consumer Protection Act of 2019 the government has set up a machinery, okay, so that those cases which are related with consumer exploitation can be taken up. There is a pure mechanism for handling only those cases which are related with consumers. Such redressal forums or consumer forums are set up at 3 different levels. At district level, we call it as the district forum. At state level, we call it as the state forum or the state commission, and at the national level it is called as the national commission. So the main aim of such type of redressal forum is to provide speedy and inexpensive redressal of the problems that are caused to the consumers. Okay, moving to the next one is called as awareness programs. Now awareness programs means the government of India undertakes several awareness campaigns, okay, or awareness programs so that the consumer know what are their rights. ओके अगर वो फंसते हैं तो उनको क्या करना चाहिए, हाउ दे शुड बी अप्रोचिंग टुवर्ड्स द सॉल्यूशन. ऑल सच टाइप ऑफ इंफॉर्मेटिव वीडियोस और इंफॉर्मेटिव brochures, articles, programs are presented to them. So the state and central government regularly publishes their journals, brochures, booklets, and various posters so that consumer awareness can be created about their rights of consumers. Okay, then there are certain consumer organizations which will encourage the consumers to raise their voice against the faulty goods and the malpractices undertaken by the businessmen. There are some agencies like the Mumbai Grahak Panchayat and the Consumer Guidance Society of India. तो ये लोग consumers को बोलते हैं कि अगर आप फंसे हो, अगर आपको कोई cheat किया है, तो don't keep quiet. Raise your voice. Raise the voice against those businessmen who have undertaken different types of malpractices. They are called as the consumer organizations. Moving to the next one is called as the Consumer Welfare Fund. Now, basically, it is a fund that has been created by the government, and using this fund, consumer awareness is been created. So, the Department of Consumer Affairs has created a Consumer Welfare Fund. Department of Consumer Affairs का मतलब होता है it's a government department. And this fund provides financial assistance to strengthen the voluntary consumer movement. तो consumer movement, consumer protection को strengthen करने के लिए ये funds आपको पैसा provide करेगा. And then the last one is called as the legislative measures. Legislative measures का मतलब होता है government has enforced some laws. And this laws will see to it that a consumer is not exploited. There are some laws. The most important law is the Consumer Protection Act of 2019. इसके पहले भी laws बने जैसे कि the Consumer Protection Act of 1986, then the Sale of Goods Act of 1930, Essential Commodities Act of 1955, then the Standard Weights and Measurement Act. All these acts sees to it that the consumers are not exploited. Consumers' interest is been safeguarded. So these are the 7 different points under the ways and means of consumer protection. Right guys, now let's try to understand what are the different types of consumer dispute redressal forums. इसी को हम लोग consumer forums भी बोलते हैं या redressal forums भी बोलते हैं. Now, there are 3 different types of consumer protection forums which are established at 3 different levels. District level पे होता है the district commission, state level पे होता है the state commission, and at national level पे होता है the national commission. Now, let's try to understand all these 3 different consumer dispute redressal forums in the format of distinction. एक point उठाएंगे और उसको तीनों point of view से पढ़ेंगे. Okay, the first one is referred to as the meaning. ये जो district commission जो होता है, it is established at the district level. मतलब हर district में आपको ये district commission मिलेगा. Then moving to the state commission is this particular consumer dispute redressal forum is established at the state level. मतलब एक state में आपको normally एक state commission मिलेगा. And उसके ऊपर जो होता है that is called as the National Commission, and the National Commission is once again a consumer dispute redressal forum which is established at the national level. मतलब यहाँ पे कोई भी part of the nation से case आ सकता है. Okay guys, moving to the next point is who has established these commission. District Commission को किसने establish किया? The District Commission is established by the state government, whereas the State Commission is been established again by the state government. And the National Commission is established by the central government, Delhi wala government. Okay, chalo. Moving on to the next part, and that is who will be the president of such type of consumer dispute redressal agencies. Now, district commission जो होता है, उसका जो head होता है, उसका जो president होता है, he is a district court judge. ये एक district court का judge होता है या एक retired judge भी हो सकता है, who is the president. Then for state commission, the president is the judge of the high court. High court का judge will be the president of the district commission. And for the national commission, the president is the judge of the Supreme Court. Okay. Then after this particular president, let's move on to the other members. There are other members apart from the president. तो वो कौन है और वो कितने हैं in different commissions. So talking about the district commission, not less than 2 and not more than. मतलब 2 से कम नहीं होना चाहिए और वो नंबर जो गवर्नमेंट ने दिया है उससे भी ज्यादा नहीं होने चाहिए. Okay, they are at the district commission. Same is the rule applied for the स्टेट कमीशन. स्टेट कमीशन में 4 से कम नहीं होना चाहिए और वो नंबर से ज्यादा नहीं होना चाहिए जो स्टेट गवर्नमेंट ने प्रिस्क्राइब किया हुआ है. And as far as the national commission goes, again the same thing. There should not be less than 4 members and उतने members से ज्यादा नहीं होना चाहिए जो गवर्नमेंट ने तय किया हुआ है. Okay. Now, what is the age limit of such type of members? Yeah, what is their tenure? So once the member is been elected, they will be in the office for 5 years. Okay? या उनका एज जब तक 65 का नहीं होता तब तक they can continue in their position. Then for state commission, the age of the member could be extended up to 67 years and same is the case for national commission. Here the member once appointed could be in the chair till he is of 67 years old. फिर बात करते हैं इनका jurisdiction. अब jurisdiction मतलब कौन सा एरिया ये लोग कवर करते हैं या कौन से एरिया से इनके पास केसेस आ सकता है. So the territorial jurisdiction is a particular district. मतलब डिस्ट्रिक्ट कमीशन एक पर्टिकुलर डिस्ट्रिक्ट का ही केस लेगा. So the state commission's jurisdiction is only up to a particular state. And for the national commission, its jurisdiction will be the entire country. मतलब कोई भी स्टेट से उसके अंदर का कोई भी डिस्ट्रिक्ट से केसेस नेशनल कमीशन में आ सकता है. फिर बात करते हैं मॉनिटरी जुरिस्डिक्शन, मतलब कौन से लेवल का केसेस इनके पास आएंगे. तो अगर हम लोग बात करें देन वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द डिस्ट्रिक्ट कमीशन. तो मॉनिटरी जुरिस्डिक्शन इज अप टू 1 करोड़. मतलब वो केसेस जिनका वैल्यू ऑफ गुड्स या सर्विस 1 करोड़ है या उसमें से निकलने वाला कॉम्पेंसेशन का अमाउंट अगर 1 CR है, 1 करोड़ है, तो ये डायरेक्टली डिस्ट्रिक्ट कमीशन में आएंगे. लेकिन अगर आपके गुड्स सर्विसेज या उससे निकलने वाला कॉम्पेंसेशन का वैल्यू 1 करोड़ से ज्यादा है लेकिन 10 करोड़ या उससे कम है, देन इट विल गो टू द स्टेट कमीशन. And if the value of the goods or services or the compensation that arises out of it is more than 10 crores, then it has to go directly to the national commission. So this is nothing but the different levels based on the amount of the goods, service or the compensation. Then moving to the next one and that is called as appeal against. मतलब जैसे होता है ना कि अगर आपको डिस्ट्रिक्ट कोर्ट में इंसाफ नहीं मिलता तो आप हाई कोर्ट में जाते हो. हाई कोर्ट में अगर आपके अगेंस्ट वर्डिक्ट आता है तो आप सुप्रीम कोर्ट के पास जा सकते हो. तो उसी को हम लोग बोलते हैं अपील अगेंस्ट. So if you are not satisfied with the verdict that is given by the district commission, then you can go to the next level, that is the state commission, but you have to appeal in the state commission within the 45 days of the order given by the district commission. अब बढ़ते हैं to the state commission. Now if you're not happy with the verdict given by the state commission, then you can appeal against it to the national commission. लेकिन ये आपको 30 days के अंदर करना चाहिए. And if you are not satisfied with the verdict given by the national commission, उसके ऊपर कहाँ पे जाओगे? So you can now directly go to the mainstream court, and that is you can go to the Supreme Court, and you have to go within 30 days of the order given by the National Commission. So with this, guys, we have finished off with the distinction between, you can say, or the 3 levels of consumer dispute redressal agencies. And with this, we have also finished off our chapter called as consumer protection.